Hey everyone and welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123 and this is going to be my September reading wrap up. So in this video I'm going to be telling you about the books that I read in the month of September, telling you if I like them or not, and hopefully giving you some ideas for books that you would like to read yourself. Also in this video is my TBR game. Yes, the exciting TBR game that my lovely fiance Nathan joins me in and chooses the book that I read that following month. So yeah, looking forward to show you that. And what else? I'm going to be showing you the book I'm currently reading as well. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy watching, and don't forget, big old thumbs up, subscribe, all that jazz. Okay, so I'm putting the glasses on. Now I've done something a bit different with this. So normally I'll sit and talk about each book and I'll ramble and ramble and ramble, and the video is like 40 minutes long and it's like, okay, that was a bit too long. So what I've decided to do is tell you the title of each book that I've read in September, and also the ratings, so if I like the book or not, kind of thing, like 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, etc. Right? But I have basically described the book in like 5 words, like kind of key words that for me describe the book. So in a way that's kind of a bit of a mystery for you as well. And if you want to find out more about the book, if it sounds intriguing for you just from those like 5 words, you know, I'll put the links down below in the description box to the books that I mentioned, Goodreads pages, so you can, you know, read more information about the book and you can read other people's reviews, etc. So yeah, look down in the description box for that. But I thought it was fun, and I thought it was a quicker way of doing it because I do have a tendency to ramble on, which is what I'm doing now. It's pouring rain outside, Saturday afternoon when I'm doing this, and it feels really cozy to be talking about books with the rain pitter-pattering on the window. It's nice. Anyway, so yeah, reading wrap up, TBR game with Nathan, and also I'll be showing you the book I'm reading. So let's get started. I've got my old phone here with all my notes and stuff, so let's do this. The first book I read in September was The Heights by Louise Candlish. And I love Louise Candlish books, can I just say? I know it's not in the 5 words thing. By the way, I'm just going to try and stick to 5 words, but you know I'm going to have a little ramble as well about each one. I can't help myself. It's just, you know, in my blood to ramble. But yeah, I really like Louise Candlish books. I'd pre-ordered this. I was really excited when it turned up. So my 5 words are, for The Heights: addictive, psychological, thriller, revenge, heights. I mean, it's pretty obvious from the title. I do have, by the way, a phobia of heights. So when I was reading this book, at times when like they were describing the buildings being so high, I did feel quite uncomfortable. But yeah, overall it's absolutely fantastic, really good thriller. I gave it a 5 stars. So it was a great start to the month. You know, when you start a month off with a 5-star read, you know, as a bookworm, it's a great thing. All right, the next book was also a really good read, and it was by Paula Hawkins, and it's called A Slow Fire Burning. So this is her latest book. I just love Paula Hawkins' writing. Like, her writing is just amazing. She's so good. So the words that I described this one were 3, women, resentment, revenge, and murder. So yeah, another thriller. I do love my thrillers. If you're new here, welcome, by the way. And also, yeah, I love thrillers. I always turn into like Detective Laura when I read a thriller book. So yeah, 5 stars for Slow Fire Burning. Really, really good. Okay, next book I read was Death of an Artist by Carrie Fransman. So this is a book that I picked up from my local library, and I wish I wouldn't. Oh, I wasted like 20 minutes of my life reading and looking at this book. So this was a graphic novel, and here are the keywords to it. Okay, so it's graphic novel, arty, friendship, grief. I don't know where to go. I mean, I'm trying to look at a positive thing. I mean, I'd give it 2 stars, which, to be fair, is quite generous. Really, it should have been 1. But I do like art, and I thought the actual artwork in this book was really clever and really good. But the story was so dismal and depressing and horrible and boring, and I just didn't like it. So moving on. The next book I actually have here with me, this is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. Now, I will include photographs of all the books that I mention at the end of the video. So if you want to see the book covers in order, I'll put pictures of each book, okay? And don't forget, down below description box, you'll see all the links to their Goodreads pages if you want to find out more stuff, right? But yeah, this is amazing, and I can't believe it's going to be a film. Like, I'm mega hyper for the fact that it's going to be a movie. I'm definitely seeing this. I'm like visualizing it as a film, and it's just intense. Like, I love it. So, okay, the 5 keywords to this: magical, families, missions, friendship, and supernatural. Really, really good. I loved it. Of course, I gave it a 5 stars. Of course, it couldn't be anything less. I can't wait for the next one. Okay, next book I read was called Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Myers Sane. I think this is a little bit of a cover buy because the cover was just really creepy, and I was like, oh. But yeah, the keywords to this are girl, disappears, swamp, magic, friendship. So I did give it a 4 stars. Really, I'd give it a 3.5. But on Goodreads, you can't do half points, which is quite annoying. I wish they changed that. So I thought, what should I do? So I just went with the 4 because it was well wrote and stuff, and it was a bit creepy. But yeah, it was okay. It was all right. The next book I read was The Summer of Lost. Sorry, The Summer of. I put love letters. It's not. It's lost letters. Sorry, The Summer of Lost Letters. Yeah, anyway, I make mistakes, all right? I make mistakes. And it's by Hannah Reynolds. And the words I used for this one were grandma, letters, war, family, emotional. And this book was super, super emotional, but really good. I gave it a 4 stars. The only reason I didn't give it a 5, I think it was just a little bit predictable. But overall, like, it was really, really good. Okay, the next one I read was The Betrayed by Kira Cass. Of course, Kira Cass is famous for the amazing Selection series. By the way, really quickly, if you've not read the Selection series, I really, 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 really recommend it. It's such a beautiful series. I'd love to reread it in the future at some point. It's so good. And the covers are really pretty because all the girls had those like sparkly dresses on. But anyway. So yeah, this one was called The Betrayed, and it's the sequel to The Betrothed. So, yeah, Kira Cass. So the keywords to this one are sequel, homeland, loyalty, love, and fantasy. So there we go. 5 stars for that. Really enjoyed that. I'm gutted that they didn't decide to make it a series. I did hear a rumour that originally it was going to be, but then because it wasn't as popular, they just made it a duology. I don't know if that's true or not, so don't quote me, but I'm kind of sad because I'd have liked to have seen that series carry on, and the characters were nice and stuff, you know. But yeah, I was going to say something, but I didn't want to give any spoilers, so I won't. But yeah, I gave 5 stars to The Betrayed. The next book I read was by Robin E. Lee, and it's called The Idea of You. This book is mega hyped. Everyone talks about it. Have you read it? Have you read it? Have you read it? And now I can say, yes, I've read it. It was really good, and I can understand the hype. Like, it was a good book. So keywords for this are sexual. I mean, seriously, this book is very ooh la la. So if you're not into that kind of writing, probably don't read it because there was a lot of those scenes. But anyway, sexual, singer, mother, relationships, secrets. There was a hell of a lot of secrets going on in this book. No, it was good. I liked it. 4 stars. Only reason I didn't give it a 5 was because I didn't like the ending. I thought it just kind of fell a bit flat, and I thought it could have gone a completely different way without giving spoilers. But yeah, overall, it was really good. Okay, the next book I read was The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh. So this book, people had said it was really similar to Sadie by Courtney Summers, who I love her books. I've read all of her books. I love Courtney Summers. But I kind of see where they're going because the podcast thing, but I still didn't. Anyway, basically, I still think Courtney Summers' podcast books are just, yeah, it was better. Okay, so The Girls Are Never Gone. I put podcast, hauntings, thriller, horror, LGBTQ. I gave this book 3 stars because I started to really enjoy it at the beginning. I was like, oh, I'm really into this. This is great. And I like the podcast format and stuff. And then the kind of podcast went out the window, and the rest of the story took place. And I don't know, it was okay. It was a bit creepy, but I found at the end I was skimming just to get, through to the end. It's never a good sign for me if I skim pages. It means that I'm kind of invested, but I'm a bit bored and I just want to know what happens. So I gave that book 3 stars. Now, the next book I actually have here next to me somewhere. Here we go. So this is quite rare for me. Normally, I only read fiction, but I decided to kind of step out of my comfort zone and read a non-fiction. This is a book of memoirs by a comedian called Don Rickles. Now, if you're of an older generation, you might have heard of him. His nickname was Mr. Warmth because of his, well, how can I put it? Insult comedy is probably the best way to say it. And if you're younger generation, you'll know him as the voice of Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story. So yeah, I read this, and I literally read this in a day. I don't think it was a whole, I think it took me like an afternoon, and I just really got through it so fast because I couldn't stop reading. I just found it so fascinating and interesting and emotional and funny and just everything, like, and it's really opened my mind now to reading more kind of autobiographies in the future. But I can only read an autobiography of like a celebrity who I'm actually really interested in and like a fan of. I couldn't just read like loads of autobiographies on random people because I just don't really care about their lives. But if it's someone I've liked and admired or whatever, I think I'm open in the future to reading more autobiographies. So yeah, this is Rickles' book, and it's by obviously Don himself and David Ritz. So the 5 keywords to this are humour, emotional, Jewish, showbiz, memoirs, and I gave it, of course, I gave it a 5-star rating. The next book I read was All These Bodies by Kendare Blake. I'd been so excited for this book. I love Kendare Blake even books, but I don't know. Anyway, the keywords to this one are bloodless, murders, vampires, thriller, and historical. I don't know. I love vampire books normally, but I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't like any of the characters. I don't know what I thought. I just didn't enjoy it. I'm really upset because I love Kendare Blake. But anyway, I give it a 3 stars just because it was well wrote, and just, I don't know. I just felt bad giving her any less because I really like her as an author. But, you know, it was all right. But, okay, moving on. This book I have here as well next to me. So this is The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. This is the sequel to the Thursday Murder Club, and it was just fantastic. I love it. If you like cozy mysteries, thrillers, well, it's not really a thriller as such, is it? A little bit of a thriller, mainly a cozy mystery, I would describe these books. They're going to be it's going to be a film. It's massive. I think he's got like the #1 hardback and #1 paperback in England at the moment with the first in this book. This I think was really fast selling, went to #1 instantly. Like, it's just, honestly, if you've not read the Thursday Murder Club, I really recommend it, and I really recommend this one as well. Like, Richard Osman is such a good author. Like, seriously, he's such a good author. Like, he's not actually famous for being an author. He's actually on TV, does like this game show and stuff, which I don't even watch. But his writing is so good, and you really feel like the characters are real. I feel like I've got to know these characters in the last book and in this book again, and I'm looking forward to the third. There is going to be a third. I was very lucky because I managed to get the limited edition, like special edition from Waterstones. I pre-ordered it ages ago, and it is signed. There we go, look at that, which is pretty damn cool. I like it. So yeah, let me tell you about it in 5 words, which is going to be hard because I could talk about that book for hours. Okay, so sequel, cozy, mystery, diamonds, and murder. Yeah. I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah, really good, but also quite funny. I should have put funny because it was funny. Even though it's a mystery, there is funny humor in it as well. Okay, and of course I gave it a 5-star rating. Next book that I read was from the library, and it was a YA called You're the One That I Want by Simon James Green. So the words for this one, I've put comedy, relationships, musicals, LGBTQ, and Grease. Not as in Grease, like greasing up a car, like as in Grease musical. Like, you're the one that I want. So I give this a 3 stars. And I'm really sad because the first half of the book, I was literally like sitting there reading it and just laughing out loud. It was so funny. There were parts in it that were just so funny and well wrote, and the characters were good. I was really enjoying it. And then I don't know what happened. The second half of the book, I thought it was just getting a bit annoying, a little bit boring. It was really predictable and just a bit silly. And I just, yeah. So the first half really loved. Second half, So I gave that a 3 stars. Next one I also got from the library. It's great, isn't it? Loads of library books. Brilliant. So it's called Nubia, Real One, and it's by L.L. McKinney and Robin Smith. So this is a graphic novel. As I say, I like reading graphic novels. Not all the time, but I do like them sometimes. And this one, I don't know. I saw it was like a DC kind of graphic novel. I thought it was going to be very kind of superhero-ish, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. Nice cover. So the keywords for this one are superhero, race, friendships, identity, and strength. I've actually made it sound really good, haven't I? But in actual fact, I only gave it 2 stars. And the reason I give it 2 stars, like, the artwork was brilliant. I love the artwork. But I thought it was a bit of a kind of a bit of a con, if I can say it that way, because they kind of made it look from the cover and the back that it was going to be more of like a superhero. I was thinking like Wonder Woman stuff, but really there wasn't much superhero in it. It felt like it was a book about something else and not what it was supposed to be. That's just my thing. Like, I was reading reviews on it and people seemed to like love it, but I just didn't feel much superhero-ish vibes from it. So I just thought it was a bit predictable, and so I just didn't really enjoy it. The next one I also didn't really enjoy. The Witchlings Girl by Helena Coggan. This is one also that I got from the library, and I love the cover. Like, it was really beautiful, creepy cover. It was like purple and blue, and it had this haunted looking house on it with this tree coming out of the house. I was like, oh, this looks really spooky. I shouldn't get fooled by these covers. So the keywords to this one are witch, dead, healing, abandoned, and magic. I'm really sorry, but I only give this 1 star, and I give it 1 star because I just DNF'd it. I can't give it any more than that, because if I stop reading a book, it means I've literally just given up on it. I'm just not interested. And some people think that DNF in a book is wrong, like not finishing it, basically. And, you know, that's up to you. It's your own prerogative. But for me, like, I've got so many books that I want to read that I own, you know, books that I've got on my bookcases and piles of books as well, and also library books. I'm just like, why should I waste my time reading a book that I'm not invested in, I'm not enjoying? Like, what's the point? Like, I just can't be bothered. Just move on. Next, please. That kind of thing. But I know not everyone's like that. But this one I just had to give up because I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. It just seemed to, and it was like quite a big book as well. And I was thinking, am I really going to enjoy reading this for like days on end? No. So I DNF'd it. So I only give it 1 star. Sorry. Next book, pretty similar, really, but for different reasons. So the next book I read was The Dance of the Serpents by Oscar de Muriel. And this is part of a series. I've only read like a couple of books in the series, and I think that is why I didn't enjoy this one. So the key words to this one are mystery, crime, Victorian, supernatural, and witches. I'm gutted because I really liked the one before this one. It was all about seances and stuff, and I thought it was brilliant. But I think the reason why I wasn't enjoying this is because it mentioned a lot of stuff that had happened in previous books. And as I say, because I hadn't read those previous books, I didn't really know the story. I wasn't familiar with these characters. I just felt like I was kind of out of my depth a bit with it, and I wasn't enjoying it. But yeah, so unfortunately, I only give that a 2 stars. And I give it, you know, 1 more than the last book, because yes, I did DNF it, but I got further on into the book when I did that. And also, it would have been good if I would have read other previous ones in the series. Okay, next book I read was, oh, actually, that's the last one. This is the last one I read in September, and it was called White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I've read every book by her. She's amazing. She's such a good author. And I pre-ordered this. I was mega excited to get this when I picked it up at Waterstones and was like, yeah, I have it. I just didn't enjoy it. So the keywords to this one are creepy, house, families, secrets, fire. I give it a 3 stars because I did enjoy parts of it. And I don't want to give spoilers, but I can't really say this part without not giving a little bit of a spoiler. But it was kind of build up. So if you don't want to know, forward this bit. There we go. But no, like, it was kind of billed as like this YA horror thriller, right? And I was like, I'm all for that. But when I read it, it was creepy, the whole story. I was like, oh, this is scary, this is scary. And then when I got near the end, I realised it wasn't paranormal scary. Okay, so you can still say it's creepy. But anyway, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it wasn't what I thought it was meant to be. And I was kind of really disappointed. I was like, oh, Okay, I thought this was supposed to be about paranormal and ghosts, but okay. It was still really, as I say, it was well wrote and it was a good story, but it just wasn't what I wanted from it, kind of thing, and what I was expecting. And I think she's an amazing author, and I would definitely read her next book. I just don't think, for me personally, she's that great at horror as an author. I think she could kind of stick to the more kind of contemporary stuff, like that is what she excels at. But this, I don't know, meh. I feel really bad when it's authors that I really love their books, like saying anything negative. But I have to be honest, like that's who I am. I'm honest. Okay, and I give that 3 stars, as I say. So now it's come to the time. A few stats here. The book that I read with the most pages was Dark and Shallow Lies. That had 432 pages. I think possibly The Witchling Girl was a bit bigger, longer, maybe, but I didn't read the end of it, so I don't know. So officially, that's the one that I read with the most. And the book that had the least pages was The Death of the Artist with 144 pages. Oh, it should have been less. And now you want to know what my book of the month is. And I feel really awful saying this because I don't like sitting on the fence. I like picking one and going with it. And when booktubers be like, oh, I can't choose my favourite this month, there's so many, I'm like, come on, just choose one. Come on. You must have loved one more than another. However, I've got to the end of this month and I just can't choose between these 3. So I'm sorry, I am sitting on the fence. And I have 3 favourite books of the month of September. They are all different, but I love them equally. They all made me feel something. They all made me happy. And anyway, so they are, of course, the first one, Amari, in no particular order. I just really love this. It was so beautiful, and I know it's like middle grade or whatever, but it was just so magical and sweet. I loved her character. I loved the story. I loved like all the magical missions that she did, and I can't wait for number 2 and to be back with my beautiful Amari. The other one is, of course, Richard Osman's The Man Who Died Twice. I love this series so much. I can't wait, as I say, for number 3. And I just love these characters. They literally feel like relations. Like they feel like they could be my relation. I feel like they're family to me. That might sound a bit creepy, but like seriously, if you read these books, like, and you get to know the characters and their lives and their personalities and their humor and their light side, their dark side, and I love them. So yeah. And the other one was, of course, Mr. Don Rickles. Da, da, da. Because, as I say, it's really opened my eyes to reading autobiographies, memoirs and stuff. And this just, he's such a great man. He's sadly, he's not with us anymore. He died a few years ago. But I think I could probably reread this in the future because it's just so interesting. And it's really like little small chapters as well. And I like that. I like little small chapters and stuff. And it was just really, really fascinating. It had all like photographs as well, and him and his wife, him and his like family, and in different shows and films. And I just really loved it. So that is also my favourite. So I have 3 favourite books of the month. Okay, really quickly, I am going to actually no, what I'll do now is the TBR game. So watch this next bit. I'm going to edit this all together with the magic of editing. So coming up now is my TBR game featuring the one, the only Nathan, my lovely fiance. What book will he choose for me to read in the month of October? Okay, everyone, so now it's time for the TBR game for the month of October, and to help me, as ever, I have my lovely fiance Nathan here. Hey.
Hey.
So we're going to do the TBR game. Can you just explain to the lovely viewers how it all works, please?
So I'll explain it quickly.
Thank you.
So we've got 4 pots here.
Yes, and they have lovely stickers on.
Lovely stickers. And also, there's a genre written on each one.
Thriller, mystery, general fiction, series, fantasy, sci-fi, horror.
So, we've got 2 dice here. As you can see, lovely dice.
Lovely dice.
I'm not going to roll the dice.
I roll.
You roll the dice.
Yes.
And then whatever it lands on, as you can see, there's numbers at the top. So if it's a 2, 3 or 4 you roll, you get a thriller or mystery book picked out for you. If it's a 5, 6 or 7,
general fiction.
If it's an 8, 9 or 10,
fantasy, sci-fi or horror.
And if it's an 11 or 12,
a series. And with the series, with regards to that, I don't have to read the whole series, just
the
first one in the series.
Yeah, or whatever book's next in the series. Yeah. You've read the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you got your 2 dice there.
Yes.
So, whatever one you pick, I will pick one out of the pot for you.
And these are all books that I've got on my bookcases around the house that I haven't read yet. Yeah. So, literally TBR, to be read. Ready? By the way, do you like my skull?
It's very scully.
Well, I thought it's it's October, the month of Halloween.
Yeah. It's a whole month of Halloween for us.
Yeah.
Roll those dice.
Giving them a good little...
It's going to be snake eyes. It's not.
It's a 4.
It's a 4, which, mate, it's a thriller
mystery. My favourite genre.
So if you get rid of the other pots, please, while I open this one.
Yes, of course, sir.
Here we go.
So, yeah, basically... a few months ago, I went round and wrote down the names of all of the books that I own. Oh, God,
at a time.
Took ages. Yeah, I've got more now. All right.
More should be added.
Yeah, they should. But yeah, so then we cut them up and then folded them all up into their boxes. So Nathan gets his hand. I'm just going to pick one at random. This one. Okay. So I'm going to look. Okay. You don't look. Here we go. Local girl missing. Oh, I know that. It's actually, in the box room. Yeah, it's in our box room, which is our spare room. Yeah. Local girl missing. Let's just go and grab that. I know where it is. I might need your help though, because it's quite high up. Okay. Okay, so Nathan, being taller, reached up and got it for me. So this is the book that we've chosen. It's Local Girl Missing. Every Town Has Its Secrets, and it is by Claire Douglas. I've never read anything by her. Them flowers don't look very good, do they? The sisters look spooky as well. Yeah, yeah. No, I've heard about that. I haven't read that yet from the author of the sisters. Yeah. So this is what it is. It's a girl gone missing, obviously. Yeah. Every town has its secret. So I'm not going to tell you about it now. You're going to have to wait till next month's like reading wrap up to find out what I thought about it. But yeah, this will definitely be added into my October reading. So yeah, well done. No, well done. I do like a good thriller. It's one of my favourite genres to read. So yeah, okay, we'll see you again next month for the TBR game. TBR game, TBR game. Why are you walking away? Because I'm singing. Yeah, bye. TBR game, TBR game. Okay, so now you know the book that was chose for me by the lovely Nathan. I love doing the TBR game. So much fun. I get really excited about it. I'm like, can we do it today? 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 So there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about the book I'm currently reading, and it's this one here. So this is by Joe Bloom, and it's called Ridley Road. This is an old copy of it. There's a newer version coming out to coincide with the TV show that starts on BBC iPlayer on Sunday the 3rd of October, and I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to watch it. So I knew about this show. I saw the trailer to it and I was like, wow, that just looks such a great, interesting show. And then I discovered it was based on a book, and then I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the book, read the book, and then watch the show. And that's literally what I've done. So I kept it until now. So the show is going to be on like in a few days, and then, do you know what I mean? It'd be like fresh in my mind and current and stuff. So yeah, I really am enjoying this book. Like, I'm nearly finished it. I'm currently on page 229, and I'm just, yeah, really loving it. And it's basically, it's set in the 60s, in 62, in the summertime. And it says here at the front of the book, hold on, there's like a dedication. This book is for the members of the 43 group and the 62 group, and for those individuals who continue to fight fascism. So yeah, it says summer 1962, 20-year-old Vivian Epstein, a Jewish hairdresser from Manchester, arrives in London following the death of her father. She has travelled there to make a new start and quickly finds herself swept up in a city buzzing with life. Landing a job at Oscar's salon, she thrives amid the vibrant cafe culture of Soho and the warm camaraderie of the other hairdressers. But beneath the surface, Vivian is desperate to find Jack Fox, a man whom she had a brief but intense romance with some months before. Her search leads her to confront the dark, I can't say this word, resurgence? What is it? Resurgence. Of fascism, countered by the Jewish community in street battles around Ridley Road in the East End of London. Amid the growing tensions, can her love survive? it's really interesting. It is based on true things. Some of these things like really did happen, and obviously there was so much hate and anti-Semitism, and sadly there still is a lot of hate towards the Jewish community, which of course I'm part of. I'm a Jew myself, and this book is just so touching, like seeing the amount of hate that was going on and things that were done, and really, really awful. And but it was nice to see how the community and friends of the community got together to kind of rise up against the hate. And you know, obviously apart from that aspect of it, there's also the romance. I love the chemistry between Vivian and Jack. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see the show. I think it's going to be a different version of this, because in the trailer, like the main character Vivian seems more involved in. Anyway, I'm not going to ruin it, but I think, as I say, there's going to be the show and the book. They're going to be kind of similar but very different. So I'm quite interested, and you know, anticipating what they're going to do with that story. You know what characters will stay in it from the book, what won't. You know, will there be different characters? Who will they be? Will I like them more than the characters in the books? That kind of thing. But yeah, so look out for that. As I say, it's going to be on iPlayer, and it's cool. It's got the same name. It's called Ridley Road, but as I say, yeah. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to stop. Please don't forget, big old thumbs up, share, subscribe, smash the bell and all that. Don't forget Minxlaura123 ASMR, my other channel. That'd be great if you could check that out. And all the links to my social media are down below in the description box. So come and follow me on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. All right, everyone, let me know in the comments section, by the way, what book you are currently reading. Are there any books coming out that you're really excited about? Obviously, it's October when you're watching this video, so have you got lots of spooky, you know, scary horror books planned to read? I have got some horrors that I want to read because it's October, but I've still got some library books that I've got out, so they're not actually horror. One's like a romance, and a few of them are like thrillers. So, you know, as much as I would like to read horror all October for Halloween month, like I can't, because I need to read the library books. And anyway, so yeah, let me know what book you're reading, and you know, if any of these books that I mentioned you like the look of yourself, if you read any of them that I've read, you know, do you agree with my comments, disagree? So there we go. Thank you for watching, and what I'll do now is literally put photographs of all the books that I've mentioned in order that I've mentioned them, and you can have a look at the covers and stuff of the books. And don't forget, description box, I will give the links to their Goodreads page, so you'll get other people's reviews and, you know, find out more about the book if you want to read it for yourself. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Happy reading. Mwah. See you later. Bye.